Okay, everybody, welcome back. Episode 2, already lasting longer than probably both of us assumed it would, to be honest.
Yeah, I only expected one episode, to be honest.
Talking points, slim to none already, but
Wow, we're really going off with a bang here. We're really going off.
we'll
Nostradamus is really...
What do you mean? The last episode was the intellectual version. So.
Yeah, but I feel like we only have room to go up from here.
I mean, the first episode is usually the worst episode, unless you're the Talk to a podcast, which I mean,
Kind of fire podcast. I mean,
you've never listened to a second of it?
Nope. I can honestly say no.
TikTok doesn't count either.
I can honestly say no, and I'm okay with that.
I think everybody's okay with that, unless when it did come out.
A lot of lovers out there, brother.
When it did first come out, honestly, I did see a lot of people, and by people I mean 19-year-old guys with a LED encased family room on a Thursday, doing like release parties, slamming the cheapest beers they can have. And you know what? That's a college memory. So
But to talk to a podcast?
yeah, when the first like couple episodes are coming out,
that's instead of like having like a SoundCloud mix
that's the demo.
of like Power Hour or something of sort, having the talk to a podcast.
The kids have forgotten the Power Hour, Matty, right? That might be behind.
The kids can't forget the Power Hour. The kids need the Power Hour.
The Power Hour is the liver tester.
I mean,
when we did the Power Hour, I'm 99% sure
you blacked out.
Minute 52, I might have puked outside, and that was like, and there was like a foamy one. Viewer discretion advised for mental imaging, but it wasn't a great one.
I think it was before minute 52.
I'm lucky if I remember minute 52.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree.
What, like, what's the good rate for a Power Hour beer? What, a beer 10 minutes? Because it's a drink every hour.
Every minute.
Or every minute. Sorry.
I'd say.
What's the amicable rate?
A solid rate is going like a beer every 10. So like
girls.
So like you're hitting a full beer every 10 minutes. You're hitting 6 beers throughout the Power Hour.
6 beers an hour. Your body can process one of them.
So unless you're going intense, in which case you're finishing a beer every like 5 minutes.
No one's.
In which case,
no one's slamming a 20% of their beer every.
That's 12 beers.
Minute. Yeah, that person might need to go to like the campus like therapist, which I don't know if there is one. Usually it's just like a bunch of golden retrievers that get brought out for like finals.
I've been in the pits.
You were slamming 12 beers
during the Power Hour days. Yeah. In the prime Power Hour days. Yeah.
Stop the gap.
In the prime Power Hour days. Yeah. I was keeping up with whoever was keeping up with me.
No one was. If you were putting 12 down, I don't think anyone.
Ben was putting 12 beers down. Roughly. I wouldn't say, actually, no. I'd say sub 12, but 12 being the max. I'd say maybe like 10, 11. In an hour.
You're putting up like
put up Kobe numbers.
You were putting up Kobe numbers, but your body. Did I miss the puking afterwards, or what happened?
I mean, I'm sure it came up, but like, some of us are just champions. Some of us just hold it down. Some of us are holding down the fort.
Holding down the Power Hour fort. Said it. Nobody ever.
You tried. You took a good effort. I tried
Thunderstruck, and then I think it had one happen like that one time when it's like a minute where you just have to chug.
Have you done the one where it's a song like the bog down in the valley?
I think.
And like you have to like chug the entire time of the chorus, and the chorus just keeps getting longer.
Maybe
that one goes crazy.
Thunderstruck was waiting.
I think Thunderstruck is actually the same concept, just different song.
Well, yeah, well, it is, but there's one point at Thunderstruck where it's like, what is it? Every time they say Thunderstruck,
Every time I say
it
thunder.
goes to a new person.
Every time I say thunder, yeah.
Yeah, there's one point when it's like a minute where they don't say it.
Yeah, and you're chugging.
Someone's caught in the mind prison.
Well, yeah, you have to be.
So someone's taking over for the team, but literally, like, I am not a champion, viewers, of the chugging variety.
Not even close.
Not even close. Like, anything with bubbles, If we're talking about, like, okay, so I'm an Arnold Palmer addict. If you dish me an Arnold Palmer, I can deplete that in like one breath, maybe. But
maybe is a hard statement to make there.
We'll leave like 25% of the can.
Maybe left, do not need to be included. It's a definite.
It depends on how hydrated I am.
It should be a definite.
You should see after my high school soccer days, Matty Ray. I
back when you were a twink.
Still am, in my mind. The folds say otherwise. The handies say otherwise. But after high school soccer, I think I could like literally like just crush it from the back into my mouth, and it would just go there because I was like, because I don't like water. Water is just so but
that's crazy. Man doesn't like water.
It was the highlight of my chugging career. But
you can't say a pommy is the highlight of your chugging career. That's crazy.
The other highlight was when I went to Don's on his birthday. I was a little augmented in the mind. Had a little funny candy. And we were playing like some dice game where if you didn't chug your beer before someone rolled like 2 7 or not 2 7s, like 2 5s or 2 6s on dice, then you had to go again, and then the dice get passed to another person. I think I inhaled a beer. I was like, I just didn't want to be wanted to be in the hot seat for too long. I inhaled a beer in maybe like 12 seconds, which is my record.
I'll take that.
It was like
I'm gonna accept.
The gullet opened for like the first time and has never opened since. And I was very proud of my performance until the girl was just like on the table. She was just like ADHD Adderall locked in and just was like the fastest dice roller I've ever seen and got it within like 3 seconds. And I was like 75% of the way done, and I was so proud of myself. And then I look over and she's just like, "Yeah, fuck you, you're going again." And I was like, oh. I killed it the next one, but like that was like my best ever performance in the chugging department. I know the viewers really want to hear this, but then she just gave me the good old middle finger up to my face, and I was disappointed.
Wrong mentality.
What?
Wrong mentality.
What was the mentality I needed?
You had to just go for it, regardless of anything. Just take it.
Well, I did. I went for it, and
but
I still got fucked.
I don't know if you're putting 100% into it.
I was putting 200% in. You know my ability, and it's not a beer in 12 seconds. It's a beer in a minute 30 on a good day.
If you went for 10, I'd be accepting of that.
Okay, guys, like
I'd be accepting of 10.
I'm not practicing my throat skills. Like respectfully, you might have been gay in a past life if your throat skills are like that.
Fen, everyone can chug faster than you.
Then everybody must have been gay at some point in their past life, or curious, or curious.
Yes, let's go to that.
In a past life, when Thunderstruck was being played, you were a little curious, and and then the gullet just opened for you.
Or you just didn't get the right genetics.
Well, we all know that, but the hair is the only genetics that is like stuck with. What genetics are you proud of, Matty Ray?
The eyes.
Yeah, Matty Ray has such piercing eyes.
That's all I got. That's all I stand for.
I wake up and
Don't. Don't.
Do I want to go there?
No.
Okay.
You don't. Because that's going to label you for life.
You just He just every time I see those eyes, I just want to eat little bites. Is all. Is all ended at.
So you ate a family pack in like 3 weeks.
That's 3. It might have been 4 weeks. It might have been December.
Yeah, but like you were putting in work on certain days. You went like on a solid break for a while.
I went on a solid break for like a week because
you hit one day where it was just crazy.
I might have.
You demolished a good amount on a solo day.
I think there was only one day where I had 2 packs.
No,
I think every day I had one every day. Like,
no.
Don't ask me why I remember the nutrition facts. It's like a good 190 calories to wake up to.
Per pack.
Per pack, it says 2 grams of protein,
which is crazy.
Getting huge in the morning.
Come on. No.
Fuel. It basically those grams of protein fuel my body just to get out of bed, like actually nutritionally, factually.
That causes me pain.
I have to get out of bed to go get them, so that's why it like takes me to,
2 grams of protein just to get 2 grams of protein.
Yeah.
Let me even this shit out.
Hey, balanced as everything should be. Says that one guy somewhere in a movie. What movie was that? Balanced as everything should be. Oh, it's Thanos. An absolute Marvel master. Oh, didn't mean to say that. An absolute masterpiece in the modern era is Avengers.
Wow.
Cinematic adventure.
Yeah, you're really diving from there.
Today, audience, since we're both one more than other, you can choose who has ADHD. Our background film of the day.
Honestly, it's all of the above.
Both of us?
Yeah.
When I'm augmented.
You're stimming?
Are
you stimming right now?
I'm not stimming.
Yeah, that's
But when I'm augmented, I have like 4 times ADHD. But our background video today is 4K stabilized man walking through the streets of New York. We're waiting till he gets pushed or yelled at. Has not happened yet, but he's got the filters on. It's very therapeutic. Highly recommend. It is Walks and the City, or is it Walks in the City?
Yeah, it's Walking Through the City.
Yeah, shout out that guy. Not that a 3.3 million view video needs
a shout out of any fucking kind.
A shout out of any kind, especially from us schmucks. But I do want to ask you a question since we were talking about drinking for a while. I thought of.
What you got?
When was the first time you pulled trig?
First time I pulled trig?
Or thought that or you just went if you have failed attempt, you could have failed attempts. I'll tell you mine.
Failed attempts to pull trig?
Like you tried to go for it, but I don't know. Some people can't put their finger down their neck.
Oh no.
Down the gullet.
16 was the first time I pulled trig.
Give us the story, Maddie. How bevved were you? What was the context?
I mean, I post game pong.
16. What was
Good Friday night. Taking mad L on the pong table. I was pulling weight on that table, but partner didn't carry. Did not hold up one bit. Just went, I need to evacuate.
Wait, you just felt the
I felt the
coming?
hit. No, I felt the hit. I felt the hit coming along. The rise.
Of
yeah, it's starting to hit.
Stomach fluid or the
no,
alcohol?
It's starting to hit. The alcohol is starting to hit,
okay.
so you sort of get the rise, and then I was just like, this needs to be evacuated. Just ran to the back, just quiet, silent warrior.
You're reaching new heights of the alcohol.
I mean, it was just sort of that rising feeling of like when you when you go down the drop of the roller coaster when your stomach goes up.
Oh.
And you're just kind of feeling a little floaty. I'm like, no, no, we're not dealing with that.
Stomach was full.
Yeah, not full.
Full of gas.
No.
That's kind of what happened to me.
It was like the feeling when you go down a drop on a roller coaster. It was like your stomach goes up into your chest, and you're like, ah.
And you're like, we don't like this anymore.
I was like, it's hitting. Need to evacuate that. Let's get this out.
There you go. It was just silent.
It's just silent pulling.
Had you ever like put your finger down your throat before? Or you
Oh
just went
yeah,
for it?
yeah.
You've casually just put
Yeah.
your finger down. For what reason have you ever casually put your finger down your throat?
To drink longer.
But if this is the first time you're...
Not that time. No. That time was just easy.
So was that first time that you pulled trig?
Yeah.
Then what do you mean drink longer? You don't casually throw your finger down your throat to drink longer. What does that mean?
Yeah, you do.
What does that do?
Clears out the system.
But are you puking when you do
Yeah.
this? Because then that's pulling trig. That means you've had past
I
experience.
mean, it's the same thing. Pulling. Well, no, that was the first time I pulled trigger. After that, it's just to drink longer.
Oh, I meant like the first
Oh, the first time was
Like,
just
were you not
the
scared
first
to
time.
throw the
No,
finger
I
down
wasn't
your throat?
scared about it. I was just like,
You just went for it?
I was like, not a fan. Get out of here.
Fam? Did you say fam?
No, I said, not a fan.
Oh, not a fan. I think you said
Get
nah,
out
I
of
think you
here.
said nah fam. I was like,
No, I said not a fan. Get it out of
I was
here.
like, where are we now?
I was like, nope, done, out.
Would you like to hear my first experience? Guess what age I first did it?
20.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yep.
It was...
After you met me. Shocker.
That was long after I met you.
It was a year after
it
you
was-
met me.
it
You met
was-
me when you were like late 18.
It was when we were doing... It was our days of Ride the Bus.
Oh yeah, no, that was.
It was second...
I had some bad times on the bus.
I think it was second semester senior year. We had...
It wasn't senior year then.
Yeah, we did ride the bus second semester senior year.
Yeah, but you weren't 20 at the time. You would be 21.
Matter, I was 21 after we graduated. Oh, wait, no. I was 21 then. Never mind.
Yeah,
I got my years.
fucking
I
liar,
got many years mixed up. I was 21 of age.
loser.
Because we only drink when we're of age on this planet right now.
Yeah.
This planet-
After my response just now, yeah.
This planet.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you had the age you mentioned earlier. You're just like...
just jokes
He just, his mind's a little clouded. Don't worry about that.
for shits and gigs.
But 21, we were doing Ride the Bus second semester senior year. I got trapped.
Yeah.
I couldn't get out off the bus. The bus doors were sealed shut, like we were underwater, and you can't like open the doors.
No.
So I finally got out of it after like 6 beers or something.
No, I had more than you.
No,
I've run through 6 decks.
If you want to see one of the worst Ride the Bus riders of all time,
6 decks, baby.
you're looking
6 decks.
the guy with the black hoodie to my right on the left of your screen is one of the worst in the game.
6 whole decks, baby.
He's got his games. Ride the Bus is not it. But anyway, I never stuck my finger down my throat ever. Never done that. Never even experienced it. I've only heard the myths. And went outside. At our house.
Keith Bush.
No, never went to the bush. At our house, right outside the door, to the right, and a little pint
that's
of
Pete
straw.
Bush. There's a bush there.
There
was a bush
I didn't
there.
make up to I was by the grate, but we have this little. Let's just say, dead spot of foliage where, people frequented when they got a little too drunk, and I went down for the first time. I was like, you know what? I've never done this before. I feel I'm close to being sick. I just stuck my finger down there and it just came out, and I was like, wow, you know what? That wasn't. I thought I was gonna have to like, for context. It took me about an hour when I got contacts to put one contact in. The lady was just like hyping me up and everything, so I thought I would need to do that again. But thankfully, it was a one and done, and I was like, oh my god, I'm a beast. And I walked back in, rallied as you do, Matty Ray. We're all ralliers, puking ralliers. What are you gonna say? I didn't rally. I don't even think you were. I think you might have. You might have cashed in a couple of your last dating app calls. It was the end of the semester.
I don't know if you've rallied that many times. You've fallen.
Oh no, I don't rally. This is.
You're not notorious for the puke
This
and
is.
rally.
I think this is one of the.
The Ralph and Rally is not like one of your plays, notoriously.
I don't know how many times I've puked like that. I've told you. Like outside of like 21st birthday. If you don't puke.
Oh, that's the obvious one.
Obviously, you gotta like steadily. You can't just like in 30 minutes just be puking. But like, I had a whole day of drinking. Got there eventually, but I think on one hand I can count the times at best I've made the rally, and this was rally number 1. At 21 years of age, when it is fully legal for my body to accept it.
No, you did not rally. After the Four Horsemen, you did not rally.
Four Horsemen was after I already. This okay. So on my birthday,
It was after you rallied once, which was impressive, but
after
you did not rally after that.
Well, after the four, let me get there. Okay, on my birthday, 21st birthday. Some context. This is the drinking episode. It seems like. I come downstairs. My girlfriend at the time is over. I'm ready to give her a tour of our campus. She's never been there before. I go downstairs. This assassin that is on the other microphone of this podcast leaves 21 ices, Smirnoff ices, shaped like spelled out, be 2 and a 1, and he says, "Drink this today, boy." Let's just say, I'm not really like, I don't have many walls when it comes to peer pressure, so. Were you proud of that moment?
Oh, buying it? No. Buying it, I was so not proud because what was that? 6, 12, 18, that's 3. It was 4 6-packs of ices, which was embarrassing enough to buy.
But you had to do it.
Oh, I had to do it. I mean,
You just had to do it.
you have to. It was a phenomenal moment in history.
Okay, yeah. I'm so happy you did that. So
Everyone else is happy. You might not be happy, but everyone else is absolutely delighted by what happened.
I'm happy that you did that.
I'm not sure you did. You are.
I'm lying through my goddamn teeth.
I knew it.
But anyway,
Fucking scumbag.
I come down to this. I load up like a flask with like 3 ices with ice. You know, I'm touring my girlfriend around.
Go to
At one point,
class.
I get like, what did you say?
What? Good class?
No,
go to class?
I skipped class that day. It was a Friday, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I show my girlfriend like half the buildings at the time. I go back, refill with like 3 or 4 more ices.
Oh, yeah.
By this time, like, I've been like sipping these through like the day. So at this point, like, I don't even taste the alcohol. Not that you can taste it in general anyway. But it's just like straight like sugar water. Like, imagine just getting simple syrup and then you're just like.
He's like a moth.
Yeah, just like. Or like an ant with those what are those insects that give off sugar water? Honeydew, whatever it's called. You know what? Someone knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, so we get to time. We have this tradition in our place for the birthdays. We go to hibachi. We go to hibachi because, you know, it's everybody around the table. You get a little spectacle in the middle. You get a grotesque proportion. Slam it down. You get a good base. Everybody's got a good base. Everybody's happy. You can't not be happy at hibachi unless you're a 3-year-old seeing fire for the first time. But we get there. I'm like, remember, it's 21 ices. I'm like 10 down. It's like 6.
6, yeah, no, 6 at best.
6 at best. Actually, I think it was more. I
think it was closer to 5:30.
Because when we went to hibachi, did we go straight to the bar or did we go back?
Hold up, I can tell you.
But anyway, it might have been more than 10. But at this point, I'm like sick of these. Like, it's just like I can feel holes like developing in my teeth from just like the rot. And we get to the bar. I think I'm maybe like 12 down. Anyway, I get to the bar. We do a tequila shot. This is like the second or third ever tequila shot in my life. and like
It was
imagine
it
this.
was 7 p.m. when we hit Hibachi.
7. Okay, so then I was a bit more maybe, but at Hibachi I was supposed to get a Jaeger bomb, or I was supposed to get a sake bomb. All the sake got knocked down by some poor employee that morning, so they had no sake. And then they said, my buddy said,
They had sake.
well, they didn't have. They said they couldn't give it to us. But then
Ben and I had
no, you
like
guys,
5 things of sake.
no, not my birthday, boy.
Mm.
And then Neil says, okay, that's fine. Jaeger bomb.
Terrible.
They don't have Red Bull. So Neil just goes a whole to the full top shot of Jaeger. I'd never had Jaeger at this point. I've seen the tail. Like, I've been avoiding it because I've just seen people saying, like, on the internet, like, Jaeger bombs are the worst.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just like a minty, like, just mouthwash shot at that point. It's just dark. And
It's refreshing.
It's refreshing?
Yes.
Is refreshing a word?
It's revitalizing.
Sure. I'm getting like drinks left
It
in.
brings you back.
I got like 4 drinks from the fellas. You know, shout out the fellas at
my
hibachi
fellas.
dinner. But like I said earlier, we go to the bar, tequila shot time. I get it down. It doesn't stay down. I sprint to the toilet. I'm not even joking. I sprinted in the entrance of the bathroom. Like, I'm still running at this point. It comes up in my mouth a little. And I, thank God, one of the 2 stalls for this very packed college bar, thankfully it was like 8, so no one.
Weren't you at Hibachi still?
No. This is at BBQ's.
Oh.
But it's like the one bar in the area, so it gets packed quick on a Friday night.
Oh, yeah.
We got there early enough so we could like avoid it.
Was that Starfucker? That wasn't a Starfucker?
No, I had a tequila shot.
Ooh.
And then, so basically, I'm barely making it in the bathroom. Thank God. You know, I expel, get it all out. This is where the 4 horsemen comes in.
Oh,
Maddie
John coming in
Maddie,
clutch.
for the viewers at home, tell them what a 4 horsemen is.
Ooh.
Do you remember? Because I do.
I don't remember.
It is all the types.
I don't remember exactly what it is.
It is 4 of the whiskeys. It's like it's a Tennessee, it's a Kentucky, and then it's like 2 other ones. I forget what it is. It's like bourbons or it's a bourbon. I'm not a dark liquor guy. I'm at this point have so much.
Okay.
Like Matty Ray's got the formula. It doesn't. Don't just tell us
It's Jim Beam, Jameson, Johnny Walker, and Jack Daniels.
It's Kentucky, Tennessee.
It's
Irish,
all whiskey.
Yeah, it's like 4 different place whiskeys all combined. At this point, I'm coming out.
It's everything you hate.
Everything I
that
hate.
I love.
Everything I hate inside a little tiny little assassin little glass. And so I'm coming out. My throat is just mutilated from all the stomach acid that just came out from all the Smirnoff ices that have just turned just cyanide in my stomach. My buddy John. I honestly, you know what? I'll do some editing. Insert the video here.
As if
We're
you're
back.
actually gonna throw it in there.
I'll throw it in there.
You're gonna throw the demonic footage in there. We gotta
I
say
have
this,
it.
John.
I have it.
We need to check this before we post this. This needs to be checked.
The 4 horsemen video?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll show it to you. But
You need to check with John before you post it. Part 2.
it doesn't show his face.
I think it does.
No, it's literally him like POVing it, like a porno.
Uh-huh.
But at this point, like I
Like
get out,
porno,
he gives it,
which is crazy.
He gives it to me. He doesn't tell me what it is, or like he tells me it's like 4 horsemen. At this point, like it's dark. I'm like, the liquor's dark. The room's perfectly lit.
The room's dark. The liquor's
But,
dark.
as
Everything's dark. Everything good.
As you can tell from the video that is in this now, I basically like cheers up the mirror because like I basically had like a sip or 2 of water just to like clear out the mouth by this point and just neck it. Didn't feel a single drop of it because my mouth was just already so fucked. And that is when the lights in my brain go off. Blackout City. Had to be told. This is at like 8:30.
This is a great time.
And apparently, I was alive for like 3 or 4 more hours after this.
4 hours. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, when we apparently went.
It was tremendous performance.
It's weird because like, I did that and then I teleported into my bed the next morning.
Which is great.
Apparently, I did stumps. Which
you killed it. You absolutely killed it.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did
phenomenal
my
performance.
girlfriend at the time, Natasha, did she do it?
Yeah. She was there.
Oh, did she participate?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Would you for the people at home that don't know what stumps is, Manny Ray, try to give your best SparkNotes edition.
I mean, it's essentially flipping a hammer and hitting someone else's nail to force them to drink.
You could do a little bit more setup than that, but
I mean, there's always the option to go like under the leg, flip the hammer, catch it, hit the nail twice. I mean, there's a lot of options on like tricks you could do to increase the amount of quantities of hits you could do with the hammer. But
yes.
I mean, long story short, it's just you flip a hammer in multiple different fashions to hit a nail of someone you despise at the time to make them drink. However many tricks you do with the hammer. I mean,
yeah,
game's the game.
So to add on to him, it's a stump. It is a tree stump.
Yes, it is a tree stump.
Everybody has their own nail that is just like barely impaled into the stump. And
we should get one.
We could honestly, but if we drop,
I'm kind of down.
If we're on the we would have.
I'm kind of down.
We'd have to do it on the base floor because we can't do it on here because if someone drops the hammer and it just kills someone in below.
No, I'm kind of down.
To kill someone below.
Yeah.
If you can find a stump, Matty Ray, I will gladly.
I'm calling John tomorrow.
I don't know.
John will know a guy.
I don't know what the COD addict will have for the stump.
Bro, he's ripping zombies, which is crazy. He's ripping zombies like no one's business, but I'm sure he's got a stump guy.
Ripping zombies 1 week after something already came out in 2025 is interesting, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a scary feeling. I mean, like, I had a drink at a bar, teleported to my bed the next morning. It's like 10 a.m. and you're just a husk. And you get, like, the most vague fill-in from everybody. Like, they were just like, yeah, we just played stumps. And I was like, we played stumps for 4 hours? I don't believe that.
Yeah.
So
a lot of nails.
So, but, well, have you ever, rave boy, have you ever just been in the rave and then teleported home the next morning? Have you ever just teleported home after an experience? Because that was the first time for me, and it felt
yes, but I've always been able to recount the steps afterward. Like, I've always been able to, like, mathematically put together my steps.
Like, piece the story together,
Yeah.
or like remember?
No, like piece the story together of how I got back. Exactly how. It's never been like, I have no clue how I got back. I'm just here now. Like, this is crazy.
You didn't pull the Irish goodbye and run home?
No.
You did that once. You left this aforementioned bar that I blacked out at. This absolute goober over here just said, I'm gonna go get cookout. If you
Oh, that was a fire one. He was
gone for like 2 hours.
3
hours.
3.5 hours.
Just walking around, grabbing the most like.
I did 6.5 miles that night.
The most just like sleazy like hangover drunk food. It's got people like waiting out the wazoo, and it's like dirt cheap.
I did get in a stranger's car.
And you like consciously remember this?
Yeah. I consciously remember the whole thing.
His survival skills are out of the. Like what prompt? How did you get coerced?
Well, I was standing in the drive-thru, and they said, "Hey, do you just want to get in our car in order instead?" And I said, "Yeah, but I'll pay for your entire order if you order for me." And they said, "Cool." So I did. And then I got my order. I got out of the car and I walked back.
Wait. You walked in the drive-thru?
Yeah.
Isn't there just a window?
You couldn't go inside.
But there's the side window usually.
For the drive-thru, yes, but like they wouldn't let me they wouldn't accept my order if I was in the car.
No, not the drive-thru. Like, isn't there just like a
It was closed. It was closed. It was
so
closed.
you just decided as a male, as a man.
I was just like, all right, let's run it.
The beers were in a little too much.
It worked. What are you looking at?
Time. Anyway. We're playing of it. Where is I going with that? Yeah, so that
I have no clue where you're going with that.
we can. This is the point of the talk where we. What do you want to talk about, man? We could do our weekly segment.
What pushed your buttons this week?
Oh, he beat me. He beat me to it. He beat me to it. What pushed my buttons this week? That I think, if you do this, you are tapped. You have the attention span of a goldfish, Pomeranian, Chihuahua, other small creatures that don't live long that are yappy.
This feels directed.
This isn't towards you for once, actually. If you call or FaceTime someone and say they miss it, but they call you back mere seconds, within 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and then you just don't answer it, was like, are you a psychopath? Do I have to text this person, call me back?
That's weird.
This is what Cruz did. Cruz does
I'm
this.
not surprised.
Cruz does this my buddy Cruz does this all the time. He'll call me. I miss it. Like, I'm playing video games, but I see it like pop up on my phone, like look down. It says 1 minute ago. If that.
And then you just swipe and you just recall him.
I recall him. He doesn't answer. Doesn't even, like, I text him. He doesn't answer the text for an hour. Like, I don't believe that he went to another call.
No.
Because he would have, probably declined it or whatever. So you would have been, like, cut off early. But if he did just let me marinate and just roast in the background while he's on someone else, you know what? He's moving down my my speed dial list. But it gets tapped because that has happened to.
It's a bold play.
From who?
From Cruz.
Yeah, and fucking just like the most deranged like way ever. Like, it pisses me off to no end.
I mean, like that's if you're calling back like 10 seconds after you just say it, like, I give up. All right. You just kind of got to be like, all right, fine.
That's usually
what you got.
I've texted him multiple times when he does. I just say, yeah, fuck you too, bud. And then he gets pissed, and I'm like, buddy, I called you. What do you want for it? Like, I called you back, like, sorry. I'll admit it. But you won't answer my call?
Granted, when you do pick up from him, you will also go, Cruz, to be honest, I don't care.
Well, usually he talks about some absolute waff.
Yeah, but like you just gotta be that guy, man. You just gotta accept that. You gotta move.
To be fair,
sometimes you have to listen to the waffle.
For the first time this week, he called me with the intention of me not caring what he talked about.
Which is odd.
Do you want to know what it's about? Can you take a guess what it's about?
I don't want to know.
What big event happened this week, Maddie Ray? What big event for America happened this week?
Trump being elected?
Inaugurated. But
inaugurated, whatever.
He wanted to yap to someone who didn't care, and I told him off rip, like, for the listeners.
I did hear that.
For the listeners, we're never gonna get into politics, probably.
No, probably not.
Unless it's something that really, as they say, pushes our buttons.
Yeah, no, it's
which probably won't ever happen. But he specifically called me because I didn't care, and I was like, okay, yeah, I mean, like, I'm here to listen to you yell. I'm like, I'll play Pokey Rogue Football Manager in the background, like, and he's like, I'm actually calling you because this is, like, grandma was getting heated about them not agreeing with each other. I was like, brother, this is, like, I've got like soccer Twitter to keep up to date with. I don't care about if Elon Musk did a Nazi salute. Like,
I thought that was actually kind of unique in the sense of like,
sorry, Roman
I
salute.
mean, no, it was fully Nazi.
It was full not like
I mean, he did it next to his kid too, which is kind of fucked, but
it was next to Elon's kids.
yeah, like what is it? It's
The formula.
Yeah, the Formula One. But I was like, all right, man, like you don't need to get more controversial. If anything, like you need to become less controversial.
Honestly, for
Like
him,
he's gone a long time without being controversial.
I know he hasn't put some like.
That's the most
Twitter
controversial
posts
thing
yet.
he's done in a long time.
I think
Like
it's so
a
funny.
legitimate long time.
It's so funny. I think that like he on that like he hasn't posted like anything on like Twitter in so long that has been like so cringe. But it's so funny. Like I still call it Twitter. So as does I feel like 95% of other people are being breached. Maddie, right? Maddie, if we're being breached, I'm grabbing your Japanese knife and I'm slitting someone.
I have a knife. That's Japanese.
Is that not what's in the thing? Or are they chopsticks? Oh no, the sushi making. We're not getting
What?
anything from the sushi making kit.
Not yet.
No.
Heather, come back. Heather, come make sushi,
You
please.
think Heather's making cooking?
I feel like there's a better chance.
She's got her repertoire.
I feel like
is
there's a
peanut
solid
butter
chance.
on the rice crackers.
So it's better. So it's worse than mine.
Oh, it's not even close.
I got a chance.
Your bag is so much deeper, but
I'm gonna suggest you apologize right now,
lovely
just to save
girlfriend
your
has her
ass.
strengths.
Just to save your ass
As
right
her-
now for this
my lovely
weekend.
girlfriend has its strengths, and one of them.
Can you
sadly, is not cooking.
upload this like Tuesday just to like make sure your ass is saved?
Yeah, it's supposed. This
like,
is supposed
does-
to go every Thursday. You want our day recording?
Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Or-
$2 beer day.
we-
It's $3 beer day.
$3 beer day. We might
Shift
move the daily upload.
to Friday,
No, I won't say
Saturday,
Friday.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday,
Probably
Wednesday.
Monday. Like, how many podcasts do you know come out on Monday?
I don't know any that come out on Monday, honestly.
Do you watch a lot of podcasts?
5.
We're putting up numbers,
I put 5 whole podcasts.
but
Ah,
yeah,
yes.
it's probably gonna. Honestly, it's probably gonna move to Monday just because nobody posts podcasts on Monday.
That inconvenience for us recording.
Yeah, we've all.
Because recording on like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is just brutal.
Yeah, so it's better when you come back a little sauced and get a little loose, but. Anyway.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is like that's easy time.
Yeah, nobody cares about the schedule logistics, but we're just telling you what it's at right now.
Game's the game.
Game's a game. Anyway, you know what? I'm not gonna give Elon any more time, nor am I gonna give that shit. But Cruz wanted to yap about it. That's okay. Then the very next day he called. This is what I'm.
Let's see,
replying
pro or
back to.
con.
Honestly, I think he was con, but I really didn't listen to much of it because he just wanted someone to vent to who had earplugs in his ears, and he called the right guy. But restocking on bevs, the most important thing for the podcast, to be honest. What was I gonna say? Fuck. I will rant finally about one last thing. Sports related. You will hear this frequently throughout the history of this podcast. I am a Manchester City fan. Soccer, English soccer team. Football, whatever you want to be. If you say football and you have an American accent.
Footy.
If you say footy, whatever, with an American accent, just say soccer. You're not above us. You're not above the mere mortals who have figured this out when we were 15, 14, whatever. But my team is withering away in my very eyes. You're looking at a dynasty that has become a nobody within 6 months. They just played against PSG. Am I right?
Let's stop on that real quick. Do you take it out on people who say soccer over football?
No.
What are your thoughts on that?
Say you're in a chat with the fellas.
Okay. If you say I'm watching the football game Manchester City versus Arsenal, and they say, "Oh, you're watching soccer. That's crazy." Like, I'm a big fan of Crystal Palace, which is a shitter, but like, how are you taking that? Are you okay with that? Are you okay with the fact of them saying it's soccer, not football?
They get a little pressed by me saying soccer. I might be pissed, but
if they're not pressed by you saying like soccer or football, like how are you reacting?
You should start the conversation with soccer, and then 20% into the conversation. Not that you can measure conversation lengths when you start it, but like then you slowly start to transition to the football word. You don't start saying blatant like American
in the
accent,
U.S.
in the U.S. saying off rip football and not assume and like say you just say you're talking about football, you don't even mention a team. I'm thinking you're talking about, I don't know, Kansas City, the Bengals, the Giants. I don't know. No, it's not the Giants actually. But you start with soccer and then
you slowly work your way up.
Then you show your ball knowledge by just saying football.
Okay.
But anyway, my team is withering in front of my eyes. This podcast is being recorded the day after Manchester City absolutely choked, bottled, got, their thorax ripped out of their throat from PSG in the second half. And I was mad. That also pushed my buttons. My team is full of 30-year-olds or 20-year-olds
about to turn 30.
That are about to turn 30, or 20-year-olds that like don't even know what they're really good at yet. Like they don't know that they're like
they're young.
They're
young.
still trying to find themselves. Yeah, like they're young. You can't really blame them. But the 30-year-olds look like they're on low power mode on your iPhone at like 5% at the start of the game. Go hard for the first 20 minutes. Look normal,
Dead.
And then we're looking at that pathetic 1% for
low battery mode. Minimal screen lighting.
Yeah, and we're on the Apple logo on the phone at this point. And it's only been the 30th minute. So I want to get that out there. We're rebuilding. I have to accept the fact that we're transitioning. I don't want the transition to be long, like some certain other teams, which I won't mention. But that has really killed my mood yesterday because I wanted to get like happy hammered, and instead I was sad sober. So, yeah, Maddie Ray, let's transition. What push your big old buns this week?
Big ol' buttons is like a little offensive, but I mean,
average size buttons.
So the more thing that pushed my buttons this week, and this actually happened today, but like number one thing that pushes my buttons at work especially is time zones. So like I'll say like I'm scheduling a meeting at this time in Eastern time, and they'll say, "Oh, I'm free at this time, Central time." And it's the exact same fucking time. It matches up. It's like I'm not free at that time, but like I'm free at this time, Central time. But it's the exact same fucking time. I mean, that pushes my buttons like no one's business.
So
like
you want the world to be one time zone?
No, but like I want people to recognize and understand like the difference between time zones and do the actual fucking conversion.
Maddie is beefing with. Are you beefing with time zones, or are you beefing with people who don't understand time zones?
I'm beefing with people who don't understand time zones. I sent a guy that I work with today a message saying, "I'm free from 9:30 to 10 on X day," and he said, I'm free from 10:30 or 8:30 to 10 on that day." And I said, "That's the same fucking time." And he said, "Oh, yeah." Well, I realize that now. I'm like, okay.
At least he admitted it.
Yeah, but this is like an hour apart from each other. And I'm like, So like
reply.
yeah, so well he sent like a bunch of messages in between being like, "Oh yeah, like I can't do that time. Like that doesn't work for me. Can you do this day on this day and this day and this day?" And I'm like, homie, you just said the exact same goddamn time that I said, just in a different time zone.
You know, such first world problems.
It is, but at the same time, like
if that's the worst thing that pushed your buttons this week, honestly, I feel like you know what, that's about.
It could be worse. It could be a lot worse, honestly.
Got lost in the calendar app for a bit, but you know.
But I mean, it's just like it's a small thing that is like.
It pushed your buttons.
It just pushes that little button that you got going on in the back of your head that like you didn't know you had.
Did you do a little desk slam?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Little bang bang.
I was like, really, do we have to do this? Do I have to explain to you, a man who's like 15 years older than me,
how time zones work?
how time zones work?
To be fair, it goes Eastern, Pacific, and then like Central, and then there's like one more, and I don't know. Like obviously that's not the order.
No, yeah.
It goes like Eastern, something.
Central, Pacific.
Central. No, there's.
There's Mountain Time, and there's Pacific.
There's Mountain Time. Just like walk down to California and just be on the.
Yeah, I know it's stupid.
But that's
there's
you know
yeah, it's 4 time zones total.
If that's the thing that pushed your buttons this week, then you know what? There's a lot going on in the world.
It could be a lot worse, and I don't disagree about that. But it's just like the small things that get you. Like it's not like you where it's like it's just like something that stands out for you. For me, it's like it's the little items that just stack up that take up an hour of my day that could have been 5 minutes.
Imagine taking up an hour every day over time zones. That honestly.
It did.
That would blow my brains out.
It did. It took up an hour of my day. The back and forth took it up an hour of my day, and honestly, that was upsetting. What am I supposed to do with that?
You know what? I think you handled it like professional. What'd you say back to him after he admitted to his wrongdoings?
I just said, okay, cool. No, I didn't say anything. I just scheduled the meeting at the time that I said that.
You didn't say
like that I initially said. I didn't respond.
You ghosted him?
Yeah, I said I scheduled the meeting. I said done. I don't care.
And like press enter like 1,000 times.
He was just like, "Oh, I'm actually free at this time." I'm like, "Okay, great."
And like the meeting notification that brought up, you just press enter 1,000 times at the very bottom. It's just like a ASCII.
You know the point that pushes my buttons more is the fact that I had to ask someone who's like my client and be like, "Are you free at this separate time?" Before he got to the point of saying, "Oh, I'm actually free at this time," which was the original time. That pushes my buttons a whole lot more.
Are you free? Are you free at 8 EST or 7?
It was
Central
like
time?
It was like 11 Central Time to like 11:30 Central Time, which is like 12 Eastern to 12:30.
Honestly,
I'm like, okay, like I'll ask, but like cool. And then like he sent a message 20 minutes later being like, "Oh, I'm also free at like this time," which is the original fucking time. And I'm like, okay.
Maddie,
so
is this person bald?
No. Which is even more upsetting.
If they were bald, they would have gotten the pass.
You would have paid your reparations.
Okay, well, I think that was a great episode. Thank you for tuning in.
Are we at an hour and a half?
We're not going to an hour. We're
Why
going.
not?
You want to go for another? You got enough to talk for 35 minutes?
What are we at right now?
54.
I got time.
I don't know. Kind of.
If you want to stop, I mean, we can stop. But
we respectfully, we need to do more research. That's my research. I mean, we gotta jot down more topic points.
I could yap.
About what? You know what? Floor's yours.
Oh man.
Tell us of the latest world of cars.
Well, no.
I gotta go pee.
I have questions for you.
Well, I gotta go pee. Can you yap to the? Can
Well,
you yap
let's
to the
pause. Let's pause. Let's let you go to the bathroom, little boy's room, and let's come back. And let me ask you some questions.
board? Okay, fine.
12 seconds later.
I got a few questions. I mean, here and there.
No, we're back.
Hey.
We did a little restock, empty the piss.
Just a couple of questions.
Matty Ray, what
Question
burning
preparation.
question do you have for me to extend this podcast?
Fen, I got some questions. I'm like, what are your plans for the weekends? Like, tell me about that.
Riveting. But I am in the South. I am returning to my home state of Connecticut.
Are you excited?
I could be the first podcaster from Connecticut.
Are you excited though? Are you excited to return to your homeland?
Not excited for the weather.
Fair, which
Excited
is
for-
fair.
Excited for the company because I'm seeing my lovely,
Good answer. Good answer.
very lovely girlfriend who is hopefully listening to this, but
Hopefully not while you're there
hopefully not while I'm there.
for the anxiety.
No, if she puts on speaker while like she imagine like the world she makes like because I
Just while you're there, just welcome back to the Pushing Buttons podcast.
yeah while I'm cooking like salmon or something, man.
Oh,
She
you
just has-
chefing up?
I'm
You gonna be
here.
chefing up while you're there?
By the way, I am the chef of this.
I know
of this
you're-
building.
Well, I
By
do what
this
I
building. I mean our apartment.
look. Hey, I do what I can, but I know in that space,
Matty Ray-
I know in that space, you are the chef.
Matty Ray
You
is-
are the chef.
Matty Ray is a lot better at me at making stuff that's like clean and tastes good. I will make some slaggy shit.
You make some slag that
That-
tastes so fucking good. Oh
That
my
takes
god.
that takes like an hour and like 40,000
Ugh.
dishes, but we get there. This
It may
weekend-
not be healthy, but it's fucking delicious.
You know what, this
I'll
weekend-
give you that.
especially this kid, ridiculous. Okay,
Me?
yeah.
All right.
What other kid am I talking about?
I mean,
I make the most bomb ass mac and cheese.
Oh, you do.
He gives me the most mid response of
Yeah.
like no facial expression, no comments,
Yeah.
no anything. I'm eating my little portion.
Yeah.
It makes for like 8, but this is like the 1920s, so it actually makes for like 5.5 in like 2025 because we're like not impoverished or starving,
Yeah.
or going to war just yet. And I look up. I'm eating my thing. By the time I'm done with my first portion, this kid is on his third.
Yeah.
Like he was a disciple from Jesus who just learned how to fish. He's just scarfing it down.
Just a hungry boy.
And you tell him what you are. Tell him what your genetics don't allow you to consume a lot of.
Dairy. Any kind of dairy.
The most lactose intolerant guy says he's on the toilet till like 3 a.m.
No. That was the pork chop.
Pork cutlets, which, you know what? Put my hand up.
Hand up accountability.
The cutlet needed about like 30 seconds more frying. It was a little like I don't know if
The mac and cheese wasn't as much of a problem, honestly, as the pork cutlet.
really,
Yeah.
despite your body's inability to have the enzyme lactase.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, the pork chop hit me like a brick.
Yeah, well, that's probably me because pork chop probably isn't like steak where you can have it a little rarer.
No, probably not.
And when I cracked open, I looked over and I already spent like 55 minutes on
You
making
spent
this.
like a very long amount of time, which I appreciate because it was very tasty. But
Because I'll be honest, Matty Ray, the time spent was on my failed
it was
fried rice.
it was a lot.
It was on my failed fried rice. The cutlet was just sitting there. I could have thrown it back in, but by the time I chopped it up, and I was like, it's the breadcrumbs are already looking a little black on both sides.
I mean, yeah.
I could have thrown it back in, hands up. But anyway, this weekend, I'm hoping my loving girlfriend does not blast this podcast while I am, chefing it up. But what I'm doing,
What are you most excited for this weekend? outside of your girlfriend, obviously. I mean, I know you're happy to see her, as you are.
You know what I'm most excited for, Matty Ray?
What do you got?
The Avello treatment.
I don't think you are. I think that is a fat fucking lie.
For listeners, if you've never heard of Avello Airlines,
I think you're lying about fucking Avello.
it is a service that the seat costs more than checking a single bag. If that
It really is. I mean, if you check a bag, you're doubling the price of the flight. The flight is like $30, maybe max. And if you check a bag, it's probably 50, a solid 50. So you're probably spending about $80 for the flight if you check a normal size bag. I don't want to speak on overpriced, like overweight.
Do you want the real breakdown?
Yeah, give me the breakdown.
It is it was like $38 just to exist on the plane. It is another between $15 and $25 to choose your seat, which obviously you have to choose your seat. You can't just exist on a plane like we're not Ryan. We can't just
standing in the aisle.
you can't stand in the aisle or like squeeze in the overhead bin just yet. And then it's another $50 on top of that if you want to check one bag. So this weekend, I am going to be home for not even 48 hours,
But you're also going to be home for not even sub $100.
It's 115
For both ways?
Total.
Is that check bag?
No check bag, but there's tax money, right?
I mean, yeah. Okay.
So,
all right. Okay. I take my statement back.
But
that's still not bad. That's less than like both ways on like a reputable airline.
that is less than one way on American or Delta or whatever common source you want to do.
Southwest.
Southwest, I'm never going.
All my homies hate us. All my homies hate Southwest.
All your homies hate that pronunciation. Anyway, I'm never gonna go on Southwest because it's like when fucking the concert doors open and
can I say something real quick? So like when I went to St. Louis like a little over a year ago.
St. Louis.
I went on Southwest, but the one thing that I don't like about Southwest is that it's non-assigned seating. If you're outside of first class,
that's what I was gonna get to.
It's out like if you're outside of first class, it's pick your own seat. So if you're in a later boarding group, you're getting stuck with all male seats.
Yeah, it's like a Travis Scott concert when the doors open. Everybody's sprinting to the front only to get crushed.
Pretty well. I mean, it's
like
it's assigned boarding group.
Matty, I've gone on many a flight where my group is not the one being called, and I noticed this halfway in my little wait. Like my group is like, say, 5 gets called. I'm 8, and I just hop in, and they don't check.
So
unless you're like first class or like some other special spot. But
so like I'm used to like United. Like United is my go-to.
Our goats.
Like personally, like I'm like United, like through and through. That's my go-to. I have priority. I know what I'm getting. I know where I'm going to be like set in like the boarding group. I know where I'm going to be sitting. It's not like I get on the plane and I'm like, I hope I get early boarding group so I can get that like non-middle seat. I hope I can get that aisle. Like I'm booking where I'm going to fucking sit, which is crazy. Like for Southwest, you just be like, good luck, homie. I wish you the best.
I hope you're fast.
I hope you quick. I hope you win the raffle. That's insane.
Imagine it being so much, like, honestly, this is going to sound random. Imagine being so much of, like, a skinny twink that you can just, like, skate around some old guy in the airplane aisle. And just,
oh, my God. Like, you're part of the same boarding group where you're so skinny. You're just like, skirt.
You just make a little overpass. You see
one aisle seat remaining, and you just ooh.
You see the gap, and you make your play, and you go for it.
That's insane. That is insane. that is an insane play.
You just like old fella might have just like somehow wormed his way into an ideal position. You go for the overtake, Matty, right?
Which is that is crazy.
That could be a play.
I love it, but that is crazy.
But you mentioned a point about Avello is since the whole experience is not exactly the most
Luxury. We'll go with luxury. Say luxury
or bank breaking. The pilots. I'm worried about entering the air and touching the air and touching back on the ground.
You'll be fine. I believe in that.
See, so many people do. You know what?
You're just a nervous Nelly.
I'm gonna be on a Cessna.
No, you're not gonna be on a Cessna.
I'm gonna go be on a Cessna.
I'd feel better if you were on a Cessna, honestly.
I'm on a Cessna with one of the motors operating at half the speed.
I'd feel real good if you were on a Cessna. I'd be like, all right, he's making it. It's gonna take a minute, but he's making it.
I'm making it 500 miles back up to where I live.
You're making it like in the flight that would take you maybe like a hour 45. I'd be like, he's making it in 3 hours, but he's making it.
3 hours might be generous. We're doing
for a Cessna. For a Cessna, that's about on par.
I'm gonna be like in the back seat, just like on a bicycle, hand cranking.
Because the Cessna is about roughly half the speed of the plane that you're flying on, give or take.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
would have been for the experience, but you know what? If this podcast does not last after this episode,
you know why?
We know why. We all know why.
It's coming soon.
Great archive. Made it.
It's just gonna be me.
You made it episode 2. Didn't even make it off the podium, but
didn't make it past 2. It's going to 3's gonna be a solo episode. It's gonna be real awkward, real uncomfortable. It's just gonna start off with Fen died.
You've got so many of them. You know what? By the way, all my belongings will go in your name. I don't have it in your name.
That's not a lot. That's not a lot.
You know what? It's all the furniture on the wall.
That's all it really is. It's like, oh man, I got decorations for my next wall.
You don't want Esteban?
I do want Esteban.
What
about Estebanita?
His little
the baby.
Well, so I have had a plant that has lasted me since we've been roommates, and it is an aloe plant. His name is.
Wait, is Esteban pre 2019 or is it? Was he freshman year too?
Sophomore year.
Strictly sophomore year.
Sophomore year.
Okay, so yeah,
2019 to the 2020 season.
Yeah, but like I didn't know if you had him at the tail end of freshman year.
No, so we were in some like off-campus housing, as you do at our college, and they had some like weird postage system of getting like packages for a bit. And I couldn't find him. Like I ordered, I wanted a plant.
You ordered him?
I what?
You ordered him?
I ordered an aloe plant on Amazon, thinking it was.
Damn, seeds. Esteban go crazy.
I thought he was seeds. And I look over. I go to it. It says delivered. I go to all the usual campus like postage services, and he's not there. Turns out he's in like some remote spot that's like some like Amazon drop ship like mailbox garbage. Matty Ray's, for audio listener or video listeners, is this mustache forward?
Yeah.
You might have to put him in your lap, Matty Ray. Just keep him in your lap.
Yeah.
Put your microphone close to you.
He goes hard.
And I thought I was ordering seeds. I look in there and it is like a plant that has just been like in a plastic bag that has just been stuffed into like a tiny like postage mailbox. And I was like, oh, he's already like brown basically. He might as well just be dead. That was half a decade ago.
Yeah. No, wait.
It was
2019.
2025, maybe, right?
6 years ago, yeah. It's over half a decade.
Well, if it just started 2025.
It's 6 years ago. Esteban's 6. He's having babies.
He is actually having babies. We came back from our winter. We're adults.
Hiatus.
When saying winter break when you're not in college
It's crazy.
is crazy.
But like if it's.
We went home for Christmas
Yeah.
went to the families for holidays.
Esteban's getting a little too big for for his
and
pod.
we came back, and it's the first time he's experienced any growth in like 2 years, other than like the occasional like giving him like a sip of water every 6 months. But
every other week. Let's be honest here.
He's slutted himself out since we've left. We come back. He's got two little sprouts in his little paw.
Where's the second one? I got one here.
That's it. Under everything. He's in the back. One guy's a little sneaky guy. I
don't see him.
He's trying to.
I see him.
He's trying to be low key, Matty.
He's a little low key guy.
He's low key in the rave, Matty.
But I mean, like, there's a major man over here. He's borderline poking over the ledge. He is. Look at him.
He is, but he needs to wait until we get another pot. For the video listeners or video watchers, if Matty removes his fingers, there is a mustache on the front of the pot. My lovely girlfriend for Christmas gave me a
larger
plastic mustache that isn't a marker to put on his new bigger pot because Esteban sounds like a man.
Estebanita.
He's not transitioning.
Are Estebans asexual?
Esteban is just a guy who just sounds like he has a powerful stash. Just like, what's the guy from Fairly Odd Parents, like Juan Carlo? You know what I'm talking about? That gets
yeah.
He's like super ripped.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a stash, but he should have a stash.
He should.
He should have a stash. Like if this is Esteban, if that guy.
I mean, Esteban's honestly in his thriving period.
Yeah, which is
like
crazy.
Look at him.
It's crazy when it's winter. He's gotten bigger.
He has. Like he's borderline busting out the pot.
And he hasn't seen sunshine in.
He's seen sunshine.
He gets proxy sunshine.
he does get proxy sunshine.
I do have to ask, like for the plant goers out there, do light bulbs, if you put them next to a light bulb, not a UV light bulb, do they get like anything?
Any
from
nutrition?
That? Do they get anything from that? Like I water him like once
every other week.
At best, maybe.
No, it's every other week.
He's out in public, but he's not like tucked in a corner. Like
we make sure he gets watered every other week.
Yeah. So, but he's fine.
Because the question does come up because he does live on our island.
He lives on our island, very far away from any sun.
No, but like, I mean, he's in view of light.
Yeah, so he can. He's like in a cell. He's like in a cell.
He's in view of light.
That can like see through the bars like sunshine, like a prisoner.
He does get light ish.
He'll be let out when it's not 30 degrees or 40, maybe high 50s.
But I mean, look, he's got a little expansion slot.
No, we can make a agave. I mean, Esteban tequila coming soon. That could be our first chill YouTube product. We just work Esteban to the bone for tequila.
Esteban needs a good amount of growth before we get there.
He needs a new pot, and we're going to give him that. We're going to give him all the new soil and all the new stuff.
I think that comes when you come back from your vacation.
My vacation's less than 48 hours.
Okay, but let's be real. You're excited, honestly, for outside your girlfriend, probably just to go back to a space that you're comfortable with.
I'm
like, because you know that space.
I do.
That's like backyard, man.
What, like Connecticut or
yeah, like Hartford, Connecticut is somewhat like backyard for you. It's there. I mean, back where you used to live. I mean, like that's like nearest major city.
Well, I never fucked with Hartford.
You didn't
My whole
Hartford,
life.
fuck with Hartford like that?
I didn't. I
You
never.
didn't. You ain't fuck with Hartford like
My
that.
hometown's an hour and 10 from
All
me.
my homies fuck with Hartford like that.
You're from New Jersey. What homies do you have that fuck with Hartford?
Quite a few from Connecticut actually. I have one down here. I'll
That
call
fucks
him.
with Hartford.
Yeah, he's from Hartford.
Text him.
I
Text him. Does he fuck with Hartford?
Tyler Rising, man. Tyler Rising.
Full name. Government name.
He's my guy. My guy. But like, are you excited to like return like to your?
I'm excited to leave the house and go on an adventure, regardless of how short it is. To be honest, because as I said in my last episode,
You're a little bit locked up.
I'm pretty locked up just because I don't do well.
I'm returning Esteban back to his homeland.
For the video watchers. I don't do well when it is sub 40, sub 45, maybe even sub 50. I like to be in my bed, cozied up, and my new watch on the TV is Young Justice, because I found out it got more than 2 seasons eventually in like 2019, 2020 when nobody cared about it anymore really. Actually, no, that's a lie. I looked up the Wikipedia, and there was a petition to bring it back, and it came back after like every season. It does like apparently like a huge time skip, but the first season, IMDb, if you look up Young Justice, which is about the younger, like the sidekicks of the people who are in the Justice League, like Superman, Batman, whatever, IMDb glazes it. We were looking at like the worst episode being a 7.9, and
Which is crazy, by the way.
yeah, and the average episode being like 8.5.
Yeah.
And honestly, you know what?
You're
fuck with it.
only I don't. Well, yes, but you fuck with the show in general, but you only fuck with certain episodes.
I said that, but like, I like the premiere because it came out like 2013.
But so let me preface before you say anything. You did state prior that you only fuck with certain episodes, but you did just do a full rewatch, if I'm not mistaken. So like, what post rewatch? What's your sort of take on things?
They're kind of going episode by episode, like exploring characters and their stuff. So it's not like,
Do you fuck with certain like characters more than others at that point?
well, it's any show. Any show you.
I mean,
fuck with
like,
characters
I
more
mean,
than
yes, but like, especially in Young Justice, like, what characters are you fucking with more in terms of their backstory?
backstory. I don't know. The character I fuck with the most is Robin, who's
Fair.
played by.
Fair.
Guess what his voice actor is? Jesse McCartney.
Really?
Oh, even when they bring it back in 2019, and then the final season of season 4, I think it was 2022. He plays Robin, who becomes then Nightwing later on. The whole time, even now and anything.
That's
And-
dedication to the game.
Yeah, and they don't like make it out until like later. They say like Robin's like 13 in the first season, and he is such a shit-eating grin guy, and I love him for every second of it. And number 2 has to be Kid Flash, just because he's just a pickup guy. He loves to hit on women, and he's so bad at it and fails 99% of the time that it's great. And then there's the original character, which they made for the show, and it's one of the big guys, is Aqualad.
Aqualad.
And he has so much steez. He commands so much steez of the room. It's like he puts his water maces up, and you know what? No one else is talking. You know, he is the leader for a reason.
Shows up, says, "Oh my fellas."
He all the fellas is what he'll ride or die for. To be honest, I just realized the walking video that we're looking at right now is on a loop.
I wasn't gonna bring this up.
Did you just see?
I
that
wasn't
girl
gonna
with
bring
the
this
headband?
up.
Did you just see the girl with the headband?
No, you want to know what threw me on to this being a loop?
What?
It was the same car being
Stuck.
being in the same place with the open hood latch. And
I just saw the same girl with the headband.
it was the same BMW in this exact same space with an open hood latch, and I
No.
said, That's in the same spot. I'm gonna bring this up later,
Walks-
post podcast. But
Yeah.
I was gonna bring it up now.
I'll call him. Walks in the
I mean,
city.
fair.
Walks in
Fair.
the city. 12 hours. You know, get your bag.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We did pass Taco Bell twice in this. What is it? Let's see.
12-hour.
12-hour video. I mean, and we're only not even like an hour in.
You know,
I mean, that's absolutely crazy. If
To be
you're
fair-
just looping the same shit for
be
12
fair,
hours, that's crazy.
to be fair, in this day and age, just get your bag. You know what? I don't know how many people go how deep. We don't have the volume on for this, so they.
I mean, for 3.3 million views, that's all it takes. You do like a 40-minute walk
yeah, I mean,
with a
it's an
stable
hour.
cam.
Yeah, it's an hour. It's like
Yeah, well, I mean, let's say 45 minutes. Let's say 45 minutes of solid, like, walking with stable cam. And then you loop it 12 times. Roughly 12 hours. Maybe, let's say 13
Do you know
times.
the ads and the watch time they'll get from this, especially if someone throws it on a TV? Like, thankfully we have YouTube Premium, so there's no ads. And they really shill out and whore people on the ads on the TV for like every 2 or 3 minutes. Imagine the amount of goo-wop this guy's raking in. And to be fair play.
On a 12-hour video, I mean, shit. Retention, I mean, can't be great.
Retention might be pissed, but anyway, that is my Young Justice is my show that I've been addicted to. Maddie Ray has been in limbo.
I have. I mean, I've been struggling to find something like to watch at this point. I mean, it's been pretty dry out here. I mean, I know you in the pilot, like pre-episode 1 with people have said that YouTube is just dry.
Oh,
Straight
it's
up.
so dry.
Straight up.
There's such a hole. Like, I think Mr. Beast caused the hole.
You think he did?
I honestly think he caused the hole. Because everybody is.
It's the same fucking Taco Bell that's causing pain.
We're looking at the video still. Mr. Beast caused the hole in the sense that everybody now is trying to go bigger and better and longer productions, which means longer time between videos, which, to be fair, as they say, quality over quantity.
Yeah, but even so, it's a lot of the stuff that's coming out right now isn't quality. If I'm gonna be the one to say it,
Yeah, a lot of
like
it is,
it's really not. Like, it doesn't matter what country you're looking at in terms of YouTube. I mean, you and I are particular to US and UK YouTube.
yeah,
but
UK has been
but neither have
on top for a
produced
while.
really like any quality content in a good long time. And that is heartbreaking to an extent because of the fact of, like, we're looking for something good to watch to just even remotely kill time.
My thing is,
But
because of the quality, they're taking longer to edit the videos, which, you know what, makes sense. However,
it's every 1 in 10. Like, the YouTube system is a 1 out of 10 system, but every 1 in 10 is an actual quality video.
yeah, I won't deny that. Like, they're, especially like for some of these videos that, I don't know, they're trying to pump out more, so they're sacrificing a little bit.
Which is fair.
Yeah, so which is fair, but they're adding so much loose fluff that just like, you're just like, an hour video, give me like a 35-40 minute video, trim some of the fat, and you'll get so many more views because it's like, not many people have the time to watch an hour video. They may have time to watch a 40-minute video. Like,
Yeah, fair.
But who knows?
But I mean, like, a lot of the stuff, man, it's just the quality over the last 2 years has just
Depleted.
fallen horribly.
It's all about like just shooting from point to point in the video.
It's
like,
just
rapidly.
what can I get people to click on?
Yeah, it's like what
It's not even the clickbait times anymore. It's worse than that.
yeah, it's like what viral TikTok happened at this one place.
At least the clickbait times, like, it had something behind it. At least that was at least a literal original.
Yeah, that's what the thing.
Like,
is,
that was at least tolerable.
we're waiting nowadays between channels. We're waiting 5, 6 days between uploads.
And even then, like, you're waiting 10, 15, maybe even 20 days between good uploads.
Yeah, say they have like 2 back-to-back stinkers. You're looking at 2 weeks of that channel just like obviously getting views, obviously getting traction. There's an audience for it.
I mean,
slop for the brain.
No, don't get me wrong. Don't get me
So-
wrong. I mean, there's obviously the channels who are going to have infinite views, no matter what. I mean, you're gonna have the channels who are getting 257 million views
Diehard
per
fan bases.
video, regardless, because of diehard fan base, like Fen said. But like, even at that point, man, like might not be a good video. I mean, the good videos you're seeing a good 20 on.
Yeah, no, everybody's so afraid.
I mean, this is me referencing Sidemen essentially.
Sidemen,
But
yeah.
like,
And,
I mean,
just
like
some
those
select
like,
Go
just
golf group videos like I mentioned
Yeah.
in my pilot episode.
I mean, but even just looking at the Sidemen, like 20 million views, like for a really good video posted. I mean, like, that's insane. It's insane, but like, it's reasonable for them because of the fact of how much fan base they have.
They are the
And
UK.
even on the shitters, they're still getting 2 to 3 million views per episode, and that's crazy.
Well,
because
that's in the first day.
well, that's
They still like they peak, even the shitters will peak at like 6.
10.
No,
Six
I'd
to
say
10.
6, yeah.
6 to 10.
But no matter what, even if they post a shitter, they have the biggest YouTube cock to throw on the table.
Oh, it is.
In
Oh,
the UK,
yeah.
and no one's gonna beat them because nobody has that grind that they've had.
I mean, it's not even close.
They've been a thing since 2013. It's 12 years of just
But I mean,
building a cult basically. Of YouTube,
it's
which
just
I'm
a
part
matter of throwing out
hands up.
shitters. Like, I mean, anyone could throw out shitters.
Our biggest gripe with is it is the 23rd of January. The last Sidemen upload was a 20 versus 1 in 2025.
But let's go before that. Let's go 1 to 2 before that.
Before that was actually good. So
Yes.
Let's not go.
The 2 before that were actually very good videos.
We both agree on.
And those actually performed fairly well.
Yeah. It's like when you do a good video. They perform well.
Despite actual members saying that they did not enjoy necessarily the recording of these videos.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Some members did say that they did not necessarily enjoy the recording.
Apologies for the listeners. We're talking about a very niche subject.
It is a very niche subject.
Please
but,
hold on.
But, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, it's a very cool topic to go see the wonders of the world. I mean,
That was the video concept.
Yes.
There are 7 Sidemen, and they each went to one of the 7 wonders of the world with 1 or 2 of like their YouTube buddies. First episode had 3 of them go to the wonders, and then the second episode had 4 of them.
2. No, yeah,
No,
no,
it
it
was
was 3. It was 3 and 4. Yeah, you're right.
So you can so rant. Like, I didn't know that they didn't like the video. Like they took so long to do it.
It came out in some podcast clips.
But the problem is they look like a short wavelength. They look like an XM radio wavelength. It's of their quality of videos. It goes super high of like 1 or 2, and then the next 1 or 2 are just stinkers. It just goes whoop-a-doo.
Yeah, like there was no consistency of like quality there. It was like certain people had like very high quality trips, and like others just had absolute dogs. Like,
and that's the problem with YouTube nowadays.
well, let me say this. I mean, in some of the like extra like the premium content stuff that Harry like was in, he said that they had to cut out like at least 30 minutes of their stuff at the Great Wall and their tour around there because of the fact that like
they got fun.
well, yes, they did. However, like because of their trip, their tour guide was just going on and on and on about the history, thinking they were there for like a legitimate just history tour of the place, and not realizing it's like, oh, this is just for like the funnies. This is not for like seriousness.
Yeah, but the problem is that they go from 9s to 6 to 5 to 8 to 6 out of 10s, and instead of like, let's fuck with like 7 to 8 to 7 to 8 to 9 to 8 to 7 to.
Honestly, I'm gonna take a hot take here. I wouldn't mind if they posted every other week instead of every week, but the quality increased, and it was like a 4 out of 10 every week.
Problem is, at this point they are so close.
Or it was no 4. Wait, YouTube goes in 1's bad, 10's good, right?
1's good, 10's bad.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
10 is bad.
like a 3, 4 out of 10 every week.
Yeah,
or every other week.
The thing is they still get views even on the shitters. So they have no reason to not do that until they're just like done with YouTube. But the problem is, at this rate that they're going, they are just an entertainment YouTube travel channel when they're good.
Yeah.
When they're not good, it is shitty game shows. Some like Among Us in 2025, which, no offense, stinks. Howler.
Well, they're allegedly posting a 2-hour Among Us video, and I'm like, dude, that's so dead.
Well, that's on their gaming channel. They have a separate gaming channel, which, you know what, game's the game, no rules in that. But their main channel, which is about the size of the UK at this point, they honestly, like you said, I think they should just instead of 52 videos a year, they do, what is it? What's that? 26 videos instead?
Yeah.
The quality. Just make it into a travel channel. At
well,
this point.
You wanted the model that I really like. I know you do know, but Jetlag the game, like that does seasons over periods of time. I love their model.
Yeah, they just do their own thing.
They're just them, straight up, but they plan out every season accordingly. And they make sure that, like, anything that they do keep in, it's going to be quality. It's not just going to be, like, random nonsense. Like, it's going to make sense toward the narrative that they're actually trying to portray.
It does help that since they're playing the game,
they made.
They have to keep it. They have so much, like, that they can keep in for the necessity of context, which just, like...
Because it all circles back.
Yeah. In most of these videos, a lot of the shit that's happening doesn't need context, doesn't need to be there, because it doesn't add context, doesn't add...
No.
It just adds watch time, adds ads for people to watch, and adds goo-op at the end of the day.
I hate the model of adding just watch time for nonsense. Like,
it says the people who have a... hour and 40.
Well, yeah, but but we could have ended this 15 minutes ago. But we're actually talking about legitimate items at this point.
Yeah,
like
gripes with YouTube.
Jetlagged is a show that actually has content enough for an hour and a half, an hour episode. Like, they don't have a consistent time per episode.
Well, yeah, they don't have a release schedule. They just...
Well, no. I'm not even talking about that. Yeah, I did. But not even talking about that. Like, the episode times, the length, is not consistent for each one.
It could be 45 minutes. It could be an hour.
They are going to release it with the amount of watch time that matches the amount of actual viable content that is involved.
Agreed.
I mean, it's not just they can turn each one of those into a 2-hour content fuckfest, but they're not going to, because there's no point.
You just cut to the let's say they're playing tag in this situation. They cut to the hider, and they're just waffling for 15 minutes.
There's no point in that.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
There's no added value.
Yeah, that's a throwaway.
But
like, that's throwaway clips.
2025.
Okay.
We're thinking this is the year of bringing back good personalities, because too much of YouTube nowadays relies on group content. I feel like, not like, okay, humble. Let me rant for a bit. I'm gonna take you back to 2013. You had solo channels that were killing it. That had never brought on a feature, never brought on a collab, just original thing. Let me throw a name out of the hat that hasn't been mentioned in a while.
Tobuscus.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. That is exactly because he was the GOAT. He had that stupid voice that appealed to kids. No, like that. You know what? I was 14 or 13, 14 when I watched him. If you got to appeal to that, do it. But he actually was funny. He actually had original content. He made special game trailers with voiceovers of stuff. But like, we need solo personalities that doesn't rely on TikTok edits. That doesn't rely on bringing in three other guys who are also like semi big to just make one super big personality amalgamation. We need to bring back that YouTube, but the problem is, I don't know if the climate can support that, and that's what worries me, because I honestly, in the next 3 years, if it goes on like this, YouTube is just going to be a lot of like team group channels. Like, no one's gonna have a solo channel other than it's like their own personal like Twitch VOD highlights, which is just gross. Which it's past that. We're past that. It's like, it's not 2019 anymore. It's not SMP Live. Like, come on. But that's my little rant. We need to bring back people who have personalities. Not that we're the people to do that. But
I do agree with you though that if it does continue on this current path, that I don't think YouTube really stands a chance other than just having infinite content.
It's gonna be music videos, talk shows, and like,
I mean, outside, like,
group videos.
I like the thought of the podcast space, because I do appreciate like the video versions of the podcasts. Outside of that, though, I mean, it's like a 1 out of every 7 to 10 that you're getting like an actual decent episode of anything. And it takes a while for these guys to like upload something that is of quality and that is actually legitimately funny. Or legitimately entertaining. If you're not into funny, like if you're just going for entertaining, I mean, personal opinion, it takes a long time for that. Like you're seeing like a 3 to 4 week gap between funny.
Yeah, the problem with is that YouTube I don't know when the 1 out of 10 system was introduced. Scrap it. Throw it in the bin, remove it, go back.
Like way back before this system was introduced, when it was just
nobody hawked over their analytics as
no,
much as they did.
no. Everyone was just uploading because they had fun.
And yeah,
Like, it wasn't a number between 1 and 10. It was just because they wanted to upload themselves. And like, honestly, that's when probably, I'm gonna say it, but like 2016 through 2018 was probably one of the prime times to upload, because everyone was just having fun.
You want to know one of my favorite videos at that time? Rice gum faking being shipped in a box, and all it was is him in a box. Like, there's a trend going around where people are like, I ship myself to this, and they're like pretending to be in a box, and all it was is like someone kicking the box while they're in it with like a flash would be like, it's 6 hours later, I'm on my last piss bottle, and it's like, you know what? It's shit content, but it's original, and you know what? It's slop.
But that was the time of original content.
Honestly,
like, that was the time when like everything was new, everyone was thinking of brand new ideas, and it was just like you'd log into YouTube and it would be an infinite pool of anything and everything that you could ever want and ever hope for. It was just, everyone was coming up with anything you could want.
Did you see that?
What?
My thing, my thing did a thumbs up for a second. like a FaceTime. Anyway,
Okay.
for the video listeners, you probably just saw some shit over my head for a bit that I didn't even notice. But yeah, you try to do it. Honestly, I think the past 2 years have been dreadful for original content. I think we might be on the
No, I think ever since like 2019, once COVID hit,
2020.
I think once people got locked in, man, I think it was just death. I think 2020 inspired a different kind of content, which
2020 was live. It was all about live content.
No. Well, yes, but 2020 inspired a different kind of content, which was somewhat beneficial.
Well, everybody's looking at each other more.
Well, yeah. Like, it was very much like you look at the other person and you say, this is like what's happening. Like, it was very much interpersonal content, which is great. But, like, that sort of devolved over the last 2 to 3 years into sort of the cesspool of like shitter content. Like, that like, just hasn't really like reassessed itself into that back original content where you're really looking at the person who's across from you. Like, you don't see that.
Yeah, it also didn't help that, like, say someone would come up with like maybe a semi-original idea, and then within a week you would have clone after clone of that same idea, and it's like,
at least,
I mean, yeah, it would be the exact same. Like, that's what people have to get rid of. Is there's always the concept of like, don't come up with your own original stuff, just ride the wave.
But you can't promote your spin-off of like, I mean,
it's hard to come up with an example,
I appreciate like an example, like a semi spin-off with like a little bit twang to it. But like, I mean, just Control C, Control V, copy paste of like
it's tough.
An original idea it's brutal. I mean, unless like you're really doing it with like some completely different people or like some like completely external factor that's crazy. I mean, like you can't just copy and paste because it doesn't contain the same like essential gene to it.
It's if you don't have that original flair.
Yeah,
what's the point? It's like
that's the exact word that I was looking for.
I do think 2025. I've seen glimpses of some hope of some original content.
Where have you seen glimpses of some hope?
In the most recent thing is, although nobody wants to say out loud over the age of 23 that they actually like them usually, Barstool Survivor was, although they've done pretty much like some seasons before that were like a little experimental, that's been good. But on the top of that, Good Golf Channel
really
has copied them with their own version of Survivor, which, to be fair, since it's all golf based, does feel fresh for the golf space, which, as I mentioned in my pilot episode, don't worry if you've never watched it or if you've never listened to it, that's fine. I said the golf sphere has needed a pump of revival.
At least.
Yeah, and it's actually been like, it's actually a good concept. This is like, they kind of made their own twist, which is clearly like they got inspiration, but inspiration is inspiration, not cloning.
Inspiration is inspiration, but if you're able to put your own twist on it, I can appreciate that.
And that's what they did, which I appreciate. Granted, we are not even one full month into 2025. I have seen more original content in this 1 month than I've seen in all of 2024, all of 2023.
From who have you seen the most original content
Honestly,
from?
I like this. I like when we ratted on the Sidemen for about probably 20 minutes. The Seven Wonders of the World was
Seven Wonders of the World was probably the best content that I've seen in a very long time.
I do shout out C Scoop. I love his high craft videos. He hasn't really posted one just yet, I'm pretty sure. but that's super original. They do usually they do a Minecraft adventure map with some getting high stipulations of like milestones when they get them. That's pretty original. It's just general it's like asking a friend, like this is when like you ask a friend like, when did I do that? And then like you can't think of an example, but like they've done it subtly in the back of your mind. And you know what? I just have hope. I have hope. Although I've noticed that there's a lot less upload frequency from my usuals, which means I'm gonna have to go to the 50K subs and below people, which I'm okay.
But that feels so much like 2014 through 2016.
Yeah, but not everybody has an editing fleet.
And I'm not saying that's necessary, but it feels so regressive to dial it back to that period of time.
You know what? We need it.
And you know what? I'm not disagreeing that we need it, but
let me give you an example.
Go for it.
Let me give you an example. Modern day fashion, how much of it revolves around vintage? We're dialing it back to vintage.
A lot, but I mean,
you know what? We're dialing it back to YouTube vintage.
If we did, I wouldn't be upset about it. If we dialed it back to YouTube vintage, I'd be absolutely gassed, honestly.
That's maybe what it needs.
Fashion vintage, could take it or leave it.
That I've tried to go into like 2 Goodwills, and I'm afraid.
I kind of want to go down here. I do kind of want to go down Charlotte.
I don't know what heat, for audio listeners. I'm quotating my fingers. I don't know what heat we're gonna
I think it could be kind of fun.
I think it'd be fun, but like I'm scared.
We should do that when you get back.
We could. I'm scared sometimes of touching these clothings.
Well,
They might need a good wash.
That is fair. That is fair.
But some of them look like they could be like, petri dishes. Gross. Exactly. Like someone found it on the floor in a club.
That is
Or
that is a very real possibility.
Someone took their shirt off in the boiler room and tossed it in the crowd, and it's just caked in just juices from everybody.
Donated to recover the cost of the ticket.
Yeah.
Called it a day.
Yeah. But thank you guys. Thank you if you have stuck this far. Leave a like and what should they say in the comments if they lasted this long?
Beans.
Say beans in the comments if you lasted this long. It's been a great 2 hours spent with you guys, or close to it.
Are we actually?
It's 55, 41 hours.
Oh, wow, that is crazy.
You had one question. We've gone from that.
Yeah, I had one question that I actually got off. I had a bunch of others.
As you can tell, this household is very passionate about its YouTube. We're second monitor
warriors.
warriors.
I mean, we did dial into like a bunch of other questions on the side.
Yeah, we got there eventually, but me and him are second monitor warriors. We love our second monitor content because we actually can pay attention to it. But thank you very much. Have a great week. We're probably gonna switch the upload time from Thursdays to Mondays.
Monday, Tuesday. We'll figure it out soon.
Probably gonna be Monday. Thursday
is rough. Thursday's just rough.
Thursday requires this.
We've said it before.
Wednesday. Yeah,
we already said it before in this episode.
Yeah,
Thursday's just rough.
Yeah, we're improving. We're getting there. But thank you for sticking along the ride. Hope y'all have a great rest of the week.
Or don't.
It's life. Some shit happens. But thank you.
Suffer.
Thank you very much. See you, boys.